British PM Boris Johnson made a surprise appearance too. Have a look at this.
And history teaches us that when a country has a language, an identity, a pride, a love of its traditions, a patriotic feeling that simply grows with every month and year that passes, when a country of that kind is engaged in a war for its very existence, I tell you, my friends, that war is only going to end one way. Ukraine will win.
Inna, how do your people view Boris Johnson's cooperation and connection to Ukraine? This is probably his last duty, certainly international duty, as British PM.
Well, I'll tell you this. I know there are lots of debates internally inside the UK about Boris Johnson, but we Ukrainians see him as the leader of this pro-Ukrainian coalition, and he is seen very favorably. Trust me, I'll give you one example. There is one rather popular cafe, like a bakery in Kiev, which is, and they have a baked baked thingy, which is called the Boris Johnsonuk, which is like the making of his name, but made it sound Ukrainian, and it's extremely popular, and everybody's going there to try the bakery that is named after him. And it's just for you to get this feeling as to what extent people appreciate what he has been doing.
Yeah.
And of course, in terms of numbers, the biggest number of weapons we're getting from the United States. But in terms of, speaking in favor of Ukraine, seeing the strategic level of threats that the whole world is seeing, I think in that sense, Boris Johnson has actually been a good leader for the West altogether. And we very much hope that the next Prime Minister, whoever she might be, would actually continue with that policies.
Yeah, that's a great salute as he finishes his tenure as Prime Minister. That's a great connection to the people of Ukraine. When you look around at your country physically and look at the pictures that appear online or on anywhere that you see them from the south to the east where the Russians are, you must think and see the bombing and see the fighting and see the destruction. It must feel like it's a terrible long way back to normality.
Indeed. A couple of weeks ago, I was traveling back from my parents' plane. They live near Kiev, and apparently there was some traffic jam, and my navigator suggested that I go through Irpin. And I was driving through Irpin on my way from my parents to my own place in Kiev, and seeing that, I've seen those destroyed buildings before because I brought different delegations of different members of parliament from other countries to Irpin. But then just driving past them like it is part of my normal life or what is supposed to be normal life. Trust me, that was actually heartbreaking because I had to see that with my own eyes. And that is not even the worst because what is happening in Donbass in the east is so much worse because you all have seen the images from Mariupol, but unfortunately the whole Donbass that was recently occupied by Russia, it looks like this. There are some towns that even Russian military command over there, they say like it makes no sense to try to rebuild the town of Volnovakha, which was a hometown for 20,000 people, So this level of destruction is amazing, but what we're trying to focus on is to see it as an opportunity to build a better society, both in terms of infrastructure and then also in terms of, societal relations and how we govern those. So we're trying to use it as a chance to rebuild, but not rebuild what we had, but to rebuild something better for ourselves and for our children.
You're an inspiration. Great to catch up with you once again, Inna Sovsun. Thank you very much for your time.